Before I get started with the story, let me give a shout out to Blackjack21 for sending it to me. And today we are talking about Kyle Rottenhouse. It's been a long time since I talked about Rottenhouse. I think the last time we talked about him, he was on the run. I'm not sure if he's still on the run or not, but he is the focal point today, as well as the victim's family who was affected by what he did last year. So I'm going to be reading this article that's coming from this website called Mike. I've never heard of it, spelled M-I-C, where they're basically going to be talking about how the families of the victims who Kyle Rottenhouse murdered and almost murdered is suing the cops because they feel that they allowed it to happen. And to be honest, they did. Like, they did not stop this kid or this adult now because he's over the age of 18. They didn't stop him from doing what he did. As a matter of fact, he ran over there with his hands up with the gun still attached to him, and they just took him in. So I'm going to go ahead and read the article. It says, it's been nearly a year since aspiring police officer come aspiring militia member Kyle Rottenhouse gunned down two people on the streets of Kenosha, Wisconsin at the height of the social justice protest following the police shooting of Jacob Blake, a black man, by a white officer. In that time, Rottenhouse has been charged with murder. He was at one point represented by an epically seditious weirdo, Lynn Wood. I can tell this is an op-ed piece by the way that it's titled. By the way that it's being read. And simultaneously became the right wing's perverted ideal of a cause célèbre for having, as Fox News Tucker Carlson explained, decided he had to maintain order when no one else would during the protests. Now, according to the family of one of Rottenhouse's victims, the city of Kenosha itself is implicated in the alleged murders, with a new lawsuit filed this week claiming that the local police and sheriff not only accepted Rottenhouse and other armed militia members into their community, but also deputized these armed individuals, conspired with them, and ratified their actions by letting them patrol the streets armed with deadly weapons to mete out justice as they saw fit. In addition, defendants thanks Rottenhouse and other armed individuals, gave them water, and allowed them to openly defy emergency curfew order that was in place. Defendants even made plans to funnel the protesters toward the armed individuals to, quote-unquote, deal with them. The suit filed by the parents of Anthony Huber in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Wisconsin essentially alleges that during the protests that followed Blake's shooting, local law enforcement not only sat back, but indeed actively enabled Rottenhouse to shoot multiple protesters, killing two, including the 26-year-old Huber, and seriously injuring a third. Defendants did nothing to stop Rottenhouse's illegal conduct, the suit contends. They did not arrest him for illegally carrying a gun. They did not disarm him. They did not limit his movement in any way. They did not question him. They did not stop him from shooting individuals after he started. They did not arrest him, detain him, or question him even after he had killed two people. Speaking with local embassy affiliate TMJ4 Milwaukee, Huber family attorney Anand Swaminathan highlighted the disparity between how Kenosha authorities treated Rottenhouse and how they responded to protesters in the days following Blake's shooting. Make no mistake, if Kyle Rottenhouse had been black or had been wearing a BLM t-shirt, there is no way on God's green earth he would have been allowed to walk away, Swaminathan said. More likely, he would have been shot dead in the street. I can't argue with that. And look at what they did with Dylan Roof. They took him to Burger King. Kenosha County attorney has responded to the lawsuit, calling the claims demonstrably false. The family is asking for an unspecified amount in both compensatory and punitive damages from the defendants, which include not only the current and former Kenosha chiefs of police, as well as the sheriff, but the city and county of Kenosha as well. In a statement announcing the suit, Huber's family... Sorry about that. Let me reread that part again. In a statement announcing the suit, Huber's father, John, made the stakes of his suit clear. If they had done their job, my son would still be alive today. This shows right here that even, and we've said this before, that even PC will get on code against other PC if they feel they're getting off code. Because the victims, all three of them, the two that died and the one that got severely injured, because, he got shot in the arm so bad they had no other choice but to amputate it. In their eyes, they were being off code because they were going against what Kyle Rottenhouse was there to do. And the thing is, his supporters, Kyle Rottenhouse's supporters, they were basically giving him all kinds of cover, even though this individual, who was still a minor at the time, crossed state lines as a minor with a gun illegally. And they said, oh, he was only there to, quote unquote, keep order. as Tucker Carlson puts it. They completely overlooked that everything that he was pretty much doing was illegal. Because they hate BLM that much. But that shows you right there, like I said, even if you are white and you're against them, quote unquote, they'll take you out too. And that's not even a new thing. That's rather historical when you think about it. Where do you think the term N-word lover come from? It doesn't just mean that you fetishize a black person, you want to sleep with them or you want to marry them. No, that means if you want to be friends with them or you're an ally. They hate those just as much because they'll feel that you're a traitor. But everything that the attorney said about Kyle Rottenhouse was facts. If he was black, Kyle Rottenhouse would have been dead, most likely. And you heard the rundown from the family. They said they didn't. It was a lot of they did not in their rundown. It wasn't any they did. Unless it was the complete opposite of the did nots. They said they didn't detain him. They didn't arrest him. They did not disarm him. They did not do this. They did not do that. They basically let him walk around scot-free until he finally appeared in court. And then, he went over there with his mother. His mother's the one that took him, there. So this should be very interesting. We should see how all of this unfolds. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.